From his birth on January 15, 1929, Martin Luther King Jr. was an exceptional student and leader. He graduated high school at the young age of 15 and immediately began his journey to becoming the most famous civil rights activist in history. Once he graduated from Boston College, he married Coretta Scott King and received a doctorate in philosophy and systematic theology. In 1957, MLK founded the Southern Christian Leadership Group, or SCLC, an American civil rights organization. King invited some 60 black ministers and leaders to Ebenezer Church in Atlanta. Their goal was to form an organization to coordinate the support of nonviolent and direct action as a method of desegregating bus systems across the South. On April 12, 1963, King was arrested in Birmingham, Alabama by Police Commissioner Eugene Connor for demonstrating without a permit. On April 13th, the Birmingham campaign was launched. During the 11 days he spent in jail, MLK wrote his famous Letter from Birmingham Jail. King's letter is a response to a statement made by white Alabama clergymen who agreed that social injustices existed, but argued that the battle against racial segregation should be fought solely in the courts, not in the streets. King responded that without nonviolent, forceful, direct action such as his, true civil rights could never be achieved. The March on Washington was held on August 28th of 1963 and is the largest civil rights demonstration in history, with nearly 250,000 people in attendance. While in this march, King gave his famous I Have a Dream speech. His speech talked of how the time has come for blacks in America to stand up and demand their rights. It also talked about his dream for America, his family, and himself. In 1964, King attended the signing ceremony of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 at the White House on July 2nd. This achievement was one of the largest in his activist career. Later that year, he was also awarded the Nobel Peace Prize on December 10th. Dr. King is the youngest person to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize at age 35. Despite the major victory for King, he refused to stop his campaign, and on January 22, 1966, King moved into a Chicago slum tenement to attract attention to the living conditions of the poor. He also began a campaign to end discrimination in housing, employment, and schools in Chicago. At sunset on April 4th, Martin Luther King Jr. was fatally shot while standing in the balcony of the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee. Riots and disturbances in 130 cities sparked due to the loss, and over 20,000 arrests were made. King's funeral on April 9th was made an international event. The campaign for a federal holiday in King's honor began soon after his assassination, and Ronald Reagan signed the holiday into law in 1983.